Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News. The kickoffs around the world getting back underway. Yay and Evil Geniuses, they are still alive in the Americas, but a big game upcoming very shortly for them indeed. And if they're eliminated, what happens next to their roster, if anything at all? We know that the format this year means that if you don't make Masters Bangkok, you are doing basically nothing for the next couple of months. And Ye was asked the question, if this team is obviously not delivering, will Ye be out of the league yet again, as with what happened on Cloud9? In his ideal world, he will maintain in the league and maybe reign terror on Cloud9 over the next couple of seasons. Is that going to be the reality? Very much interested to your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. Not going to comment on that image any longer. Let's just crack on. This was interesting. So if you go to the Valorant standings page on the official website, you'll find now, this of course loading in Spanish because I'm currently in Madrid, but effectively it loads as looking like what we see on the previous page. So instead of doing that, I'll just have a look at this here. These are the groups that are listed on the website right now. So are these going to be the groups for the season? Because I don't believe they've confirmed them yet. Is this, are these the groups? Because we have Group A, Group B for the regular season starting. And if these are the groups that have actually been leaked here, presumably accidentally, then, what do we think about them? Because are they balanced? I mean, I don't really think so. So, anyway, if these are actually the groups that they've come up with in the Americas, I'm not really sure how they've come to this conclusion, because Furia, 100T, Loud, EG, MRBR, and 2Game Esports. Well, firstly, you've got 2Game Brazilian, you've got MRBR Brazilian, Loud Brazilian, and Furia Brazilian. So, I don't really know if that makes much sense, with 100T and Evil Geniuses in there too. And on the other side, you then have, Sentinels, G2, and NRG all in one group, hypothetically all the three best teams. So I don't really buy the idea that this can be the groups, because surely they wouldn't be seeded like this, you would think, right? But I don't know, maybe there's something that I am missing. So intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. But yeah, if you go to the website here, it did just about load for me. You can see exactly that. These are the groups in question for the Americas. If I go to EMEA, you'll find these as the potential groups in question as well. And, I can go to the Pacific and I can probably see exactly the same thing. So, yeah, what's going on here? Are they just listing the teams? Is there something more to it? Intrigued to your thoughts absolutely in the comment section below on this one. This was very funny. Speaking of 100T, the last couple of days, been lots of drama, of course, about this team. This guy, M4, on the VLR page that came up with his perspective on what they should do. But EU then tweeted out, going to read 110 pages of Icebox analysis, it's actually 113 pages, but okay, to hopefully start winning again in Stage 1, and Asuna says, already read it, we are ready to win. So obviously they're taking the mick a little bit about this guy that wrote how Icebox was set in the Bennett Mount of Bennett Islands, whatever it was, in Russia, and EU says, already back in my area of dominance, let me know if you need me. So then this guy that replies here, no worries, 2 months should be enough time to read 200 pages. So of course, kind of taking the mick, right? Because he's saying, hey, you're out of the league now for a couple of months because you're not going to be at Bangkok. So you've got a big break on your hands. Why not use it to learn a little bit more about how to play Icebox or about Fnatic's Haven or whatever? And then he replies with, I also wouldn't come at someone who spent a good chunk of time looking at your receipts. And he then links a document to 100T EU. Now, this is a private document, so I can't show it to you guys. Like, you have to request access to it. But you'd think you'd want to improve when you got dropped 1-2 in a tournament. You should have got a top 3 finish in. But yeah, come with the person who actually invested in you. So I'm presuming this is the same guy. It certainly sounds like it could be the same guy. Different Twitter account, obviously, than his page on VLR. But it might be the same guy, probably is, let's be honest, who wrote the original documentation. So yeah, intrigued to your thoughts on that in the comments. Now, yesterday, we had a couple of big games. The EMEA kickoff was back underway, and Heretics took down BBL 2-0. Of course, BBL, the team that knocked Fnatic down to the losers brackets. This was reasonably comfortable in the end. Heretics, certainly one of the favourite teams going into the tournament. The Lotus was comfortable on their pick. The Pearl, though, was not so much. BBL had a good start here, but in the end, Heretics on the attack inside won 5 in a row. That's a tough one for BBL to take, and after that, it was going to be difficult to get past Heretics. I thought they went to the Lotus. They won this one 13-7. BBL, had a bit of a bounce back in the middle of this map, but wasn't going to be enough. So Heretics take the victory 13-7. They advance onwards as expected. And the other game, this was particularly telling, potentially, for Vitality, because this is the type of series that's, Vitality is meant to be a super team on paper that puts so many talented players on the roster. So you'd think it's either going to work or it's going to crash and burn. That's usually how it goes. And this is the type of series that can sometimes unstuck a team like that, when you know, they're up against a talented team, but a team with lots of good chemistry as Infinite Esports. Whereas Vitality they just slammed them. Like, they just completely slammed them. It wasn't even close. Durka was 44 in 25. Kix was 36 in 23. Safe was almost double positive. And, you know, Trex and Les were just doing their thing at the bottom of the scoreboard. But look at this. 13-7 on the binds. And that was on for Esports pick. And then the split, dominant. 13-4, not even close. 11-1 defensive side. Durka 27-9 on the raise. So, yeah, that was a potentially quite telling victory, because these guys are not any slouches, the guys they played against. But Vitality just completely dispatched of them. So this is what Vitality would have expected to do coming into the season with the roster they formed. But actually seeing it happen in person is a different story. They 2-1'd KC. They 2-0'd for Esports. They now play at Heretics. And as it stands, I guess those are going to be the two favourites to qualify. But big games coming up today. Gentlemates play Fnatic. Winner plays for Esports. Giant X versus Team Liquid. Winner plays BBL. And yeah, onward we go from there. There's other things in the respective regions as well. I wanted to share this real quick from Durka, who was making his thoughts known to Fnatic and saying, like, you guys let Durka go? Like, you know, what are you guys playing at, right? Allowing us to get him, deciding to make the changes they made. Because Fnatic decided they needed to make a move, but Durka was the man they decided to drop, and that was certainly questionable, I think, on some regards, and maybe it's still proven to exactly be the case. This is the Americas, just to have a look at how things are getting on. It's tomorrow it gets back underway. So Loud Sentinels, G2 Leviathan, and then EG, MIBR, NRG Crew over the next couple of days as well. So we'll discuss that in a second here. The Pacific as well, it's the same story. T1 Talon, Gen.G DRX, and of course we already have plenty of teams eliminated already, as we have seen over the last few days. So that's how things look at the moment. Intro to your thoughts in the comments. As I say, Loud Sentinels coming up soon. I think that, yes, the Sentinels, obviously this has all been orchestrated, but hey Sassy, you're going to wear our jersey on Friday, right? And then he didn't reply, and then he obviously tweeted out the following. So yeah, he's obviously going to be on some level supporting both teams, Sassy, and we'll see how it goes. Sentinels are going to be the favourites, but it's not like Loud are necessarily bad either. There was drama from 100T between Rob Moore, we talked about it yesterday at Sentinels, discussing the fact that, look, if you're going to complain about playing no games, play some games when you've got the opportunity to in the off-season. I think that's probably fair enough. I'll show another clip here of Tarek reacting to that whole scenario, and then we'll talk about Ye and his possibilities with EG.
Oh no, Rob made Reddit?
Tournaments, including our own.
Oh god. Oh god.
Our tournament, NRG, Cloud9, Evil Geniuses all played in. G2 didn't play in our tournament because they were in Europe. G2 played in
I don't have to watch the whole clip. I can let it play while I scroll it.
So like everybody but 100 Thieves put the work in the off season, but it's funny that 100 Thieves just views the off season different than the rest of us, because Nadeshot keeps referencing to Riot sanctioned events as if competing at the Red Bull home grounds or at the Africa Now Soup Invitational aren't real matches. Those are real matches. Those are real competitions, and you saw it with us last year, where we put in the work, and now this year NRG put in the work. So it wasn't surprising to me that NRG took out 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
So, you know, to me, the best thing you can do in that fourth quarter is compete, even if the meta is going to change, because especially if you have new team.
Rob was spitting though? Yeah, he was spitting for sure. I mean, yeah, they played one match in like 6 months. Yeah, he was. He was for sure. He was for sure. That was a fun watch party, I'm not going to lie. It was a good watch party yesterday.
It's not just 100T, there are many other fans and players talking about the lack of competition. Even Sadak says the following: his KC roster, they're now gone. And as he says, I don't usually comment on these things, but I always focus on the competition. But it's sad to have to wait so long to play again. I don't know what the solution would be for these cases, but it's really sad. I'm going to focus on the lives and move forward, basically. So there's nothing really the players can do about it. But every player, I don't imagine, is super satisfied with not being able to play anything while the teams that actually won the kickoffs are away in Bangkok. Like, it's understandable, but equally, it's not good for the players waiting 6 months to play. They play 2 games and they have another 2 months off. I don't think it's good mentally either for the players. So there's got to be a better way to do things, I think, and a lot of the players would agree on that. This is what Yedo had to say. I'll share the entire interview for you guys down below, discussing things with Evil Geniuses, the confidence around Potter on the team, and the potential they might potentially have. And so these are just some of Ye's comments, really, because as he goes on to say, as the interview Xavier says, Cloud9 versus MRBR is about to start up as we're speaking. There's potentially a third Brazilian team. How badly are you itching to face some of the NA rosters? And Ye then made it very clear that playing Cloud9 is a goal for him, and he said it'd be really fun to play C9. Obviously there's some history there because they dropped him a couple of years ago for role issues, if you guys remember. I know a lot of the guys would be really fun to play, but also enjoy playing the Brazilian rosters. So it seems like Ye's in a much better mental spot than he has been, which is really great to see, I think. But yeah, as he says, we've got Ye versus Aspas if it's MIBR, Envy Optic versus Lau. There's history there. Does it bring back any memories? And it says, yeah, few memories, but it's obviously a different role, so it's slightly different to how it used to be. And then this final question, really, when he was asked the question that he was obviously on Cloud9, he was on Optic before that, Envy and Anbox and all these teams over the time. And yeah, the last time he was in the league on C9, it didn't really go to plan, did it? He went to Bleed, and the rest since then is for sure history. But so yeah, he was asked the question, can you promise everyone that, you know, you're not going to get dropped after one event this time? And Ye says, like, I can't make the promise, it's not up to me, but I'll do my best to prevent that from happening by performing, by doing what's expected. Sometimes there's stuff that's out of my control, and that stuff was with the C9 roster, so it's hard to say. I'm trying my best. I thought that was really nice from Ye. Does seem like he's in a much better position now going forwards. And just before we close out the video, a couple of scrims to go through. This was a notable one. Fury allowed 8-0, definitely in that region. It's interesting because Furia obviously didn't look very good the other day, but they looked better when they had their full North American substitute team, and it seems now maybe they're delivering some results, certainly online. And a few other scrim mucks to go through. Fnatic 16-5 against somebody. I'll just kind of scroll through a lot of these because it's kind of difficult to say, especially when there's question marks involved, who they're playing against, how important it is. Cloud9 played Crew. This is kind of notable, 7-3, at least at this moment. There are a few other notable ones as well as we scroll through. Liv were down 2-18 to someone. So, yeah, I don't know if things are really changing over there. NRG were up 8-1 to somebody, but then down 2-10 to somebody else. Who really knows? Sentinels played the Cubit guys. That was 7-7 at the time. EG were not against Potter. Man, poor VCT scrims must have been pretty tight on this day. And yeah, so 7-6 against somebody or other. And then EG played SR. Furia played Loud. These are the games that we already saw. So very much interested in your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. And I'll see you next time.